Hello, and welcome back to Orlando the Computer Guy, and on this episode, let's see if I can organize my video game consoles.
When I have a little downtime fixing computers and playing music, I like to unwind with some video games. I'll play everything from the classics all the way to more modern games on the Xbox 360. However, I think I'm going to organize my video game consoles a little better, as I don't like this mess in here. Plus, there isn't any room for my Atari 2600. So this is my idea for the cabinet. As it stands right now, there are 3 permanent shelves. So the first thing I want to do is add additional shelving inside the cabinet to hold all my consoles. But I want them to slide out so the consoles have airflow while I'm playing them. I also want to space the shelving out so the consoles have majority of the room and the permanent shelves can be used for storage. Maybe I can find some plastic bins to hold things like cables and controllers. The cabinet has a pull-out area with storage in the back. I can use that space to hold things like my laptop or any additional storage. The second thing I want is to have all the power plugs to be organized on the bottom. That way I can plug whatever console I want to play at the time instead of having everything plugged in all at once, which could become a major fire hazard. So the first step in this process is to measure the height of the consoles. From that measurement, I can see how many additional shelves I can fit inside the cabinet. Now I can measure out the width of the cabinet so I know how long the shelves need to be. Now the last thing I should measure is the depth of the cabinet. I wouldn't want to buy a shelf that's either too wide or too thin. You don't realize how many consoles you have until you are forced to remove them all from your space and temporarily relocate them. And as always, it's a good idea to clean the space. So after a quick trip to the hardware store, I was able to find these boards that fit what I envisioned for this project. The only thing is, they are too long and I don't trust myself to cut and place these in the cabinet. So I asked my dad, Desert Sandman, for help.
Hi everyone. First thing I want to do is measure the board. Once I finished with that, and I'm confident I have the right measurements, I'll mark the bottom of the board. Then I'll remeasure the top of the board and put a mark. Now I'll use my L-square to draw a line between the 2 points. In order to make sure the line is straight, I'll measure it again. Remember, measure twice, cut once. With all the boards marked, it's time to cut them to size using this cutting blade. Here is where the boards will be cut.
Here are the sliders that were chosen for this project. They fit the depth of the cabinet, so hopefully they will work.
So this is going to attach to the board like this. So I'll mark where the screws are going to go. Look how flush that looks. Very clean and professional, I do say so myself. Now to do the other side.
Now to measure where the sliders are going to be attached.
Let's see if I can't measure this out a bit more precisely.
Now to mark where the sliders will be attached.
Let's see how this is going to look. Now to make sure the sliders go in straight. I'll use a level to mark where the screws should go. Now I'll just start the screws, but not completely. This will make it easier for me to see where I need to drill. Now to make sure the shelves will fit. Let me make one final measurement just to be on the safe side.
Oh cool! Now that is exactly what I want the shelves to do. Oh awesome! This is exactly how I wanted the shelves to look. Thank you, Sandman.
Oh, you're welcome. If you ever need help with anything again, call me.
I will. Before I place the consoles back into the cabinet, I want to plan where I'm going to have all the AV wires go. I think I will attach the selector boxes to the side of the cabinet for now, and run all the wires out the side and into the AV input into the TV. Since I have so many consoles, I have to use 2 selector switches. I'm going to use these Scotch brand mounting squares to hopefully stick the boxes to the side of the cabinet. The mounting squares will only stick to a clean surface, so I'll just give this a good clean with an alcohol swab. Now I'll attach the squares to all 4 corners. Time to slap the box to the side of the cabinet and hold it there for a few seconds. That looks like it will hold. Now the second box will go right beneath it. I can start placing some of the consoles back into the cabinet, starting with the Atari, which didn't fit before. Since the Atari outputs over coaxial, and this TV still has a coaxial input, I can just use a coaxial male to RCA female adapter and plug that in without using the older switch box. Now for the NES, which is the first console to have the RCA style output. I'll go ahead and connect the RCA cables, which in this case is only a mono output. But I have a mono to left and right adapter right here, so I can run the AV cables out through the back of the cabinet. So now I can start wiring things up. First thing I want to do is attach the output RCA cables. So the signal coming into the switch box will go out this cable into the AV input of the TV. Now I can attach the NES RCA cable into the first input of the switch box. So how do you connect 2 or more switch boxes together? You bridge them by connecting the output of one switch box into the input of another. In essence, you are daisy chaining them. But you have to be careful, as these are passive switches that doesn't use electricity to boost the incoming signal. So the more boxes you daisy chain, the lower the signal until it is so low, the TV will output a garbled mess.
I think that will be it for this video. Even though I'm happy with the way the cabinet looks, I'm not very happy with the output on the TV. Now, if I was still using an old CRT TV, I think the setup would look great. But since I'm using a modern flat screen 1080p TV, the games look like garbage. The TV is stretching things out, and I'm also getting pixelated ghost-like artifacts on the screen. I can't really complain though, as the digital TV is trying to process a low resolution analog signal. But I might have a solution for that, so stay tuned for the next video. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye bye.